Morning, good morning. Time check, it is 12 minutes past 9 this beautiful Thursday morning, and you're tuned into Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is Herlens. Good morning, Bukola.
Yes, good morning, Nima. How are you? And morning to all our Lens family. Yeah, today is Thursday. Yeah, wrapping up the week, getting ready for the weekend. I just want to say we celebrate you, and I hope you're doing so well. Yeah,
How are you this morning, Buki?
yeah. Bookie is doing great. Like I always say, I give God the glory. Doing great. Thank you.
Okay. The link that we sent to you where the client told the seller, the business owner, that she can't be speaking Yoruba while she is there speaking English. The client said, I don't want to hear you speak Yoruba while I'm here. You people will be speaking Yoruba everywhere, as if Yoruba is the only tribe in Lagos. The customer got seriously angry at shop owner for speaking Yoruba in her own shop. And some of the comments that sparked outrage, some people said that the customer herself even sounds Yoruba. So it beats the question as to why the customer was saying the shop owner shouldn't speak in Yoruba. So the question is the issue speaking in your native language, or was the issue did the issue lie with the customer trying to say, okay, that sounds local, speak English?
Okay, Nima. I believe it was a skit. I believe it was a skit.
Okay,
I do not know the intention. I do not know the intention of that skit.
okay,
In terms of the focus, for every skit, for every play or whatever video, there is a focus why you want people to see that video and make one or two things out of it. I do not know what it is, but for me, looking at it and based on my experience in life as a corporate person, someone who loves customer service,
okay,
train on customer service,
okay,
demand customer service,
mm-hmm.
and also someone who is also proud of
Okay,
speaking, communicating in your local dialect at appropriate times.
okay,
I will have to say this. It does not, I don't care if the person that was trying to speak English has Yoruba tonation. I don't care. I saw some of the comments that, in fact, she herself, she's Yoruba and all that.
yes, some people said she sounds Ondo.
Yeah. I don't even think that matters. I think
Okay.
it's what was she trying to communicate?
Hmm.
Let us assume she does not understand Yoruba because
Okay.
you can hear, but you might not understand.
Yes.
Yeah. So she does not understand Yoruba. She entered into a shop to do her nails.
Okay.
While the nails were being done, the lady attending to her spoke to somebody
Okay.
in Yoruba, and with inside that communication, the
Okay.
word customer came out. I mean, if
Okay.
it's Yoruba, Onibara mi, I'm sure she
Okay.
would not have talked. But she's saying something and she's saying customer. Jackie customer mi wọlé. Let my customer enter. Bí àga
Okay.
yẹn kúrò lẹ́nu ilẹ̀kùn. The
Okay.
customer does not understand bí àga yẹn lẹ́nu ilẹ̀kùn. But the customer you said something and then you now said customer and there's something. In this
Okay.
day and age where Security is key.
Okay, Bukola, we have a caller.
Yes, please go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, the call went off. Please continue what you were saying.
Okay, so in this day and age that one, security is key. You've got to be very, very careful of what is happening.
Oh, yes.
She does not know what you are communicating with that other person. Probably she's thinking that you are telling the customer, close the door,
Okay,
hit the
like
customer.
maybe you are even talking about her planning for her.
Exactly.
Oh,
You understand? And many a
yes, I
times,
do.
many a times we have done it before. It's just that some of us have stopped it. Many
Yes.
a times because you believe that person does not understand your dialect, and you will be pulling that person
We do
down.
it a lot, like an awful lot. We just change
You
into another
understand?
language so people won't
Exactly.
understand.
Exactly. And for her, she's wise.
Yes.
She's also streetwise. And that is why she's saying, excuse me, can you speak in English? Let me understand what you are saying. Even if
Okay.
it has nothing to do with me. I am in your space. You have to make me feel safe.
Yes.
That's one. Then two, from a customer service point, we don't have to get to the level of we being a corporate entity,
Mm-hmm.
a company in a big company. Little customer service etiquette goes a long way.
Okay.
When you have a customer in front of you, and I'm saying this to everybody because we do not know who is listening, even if it is that small shop, and you know the customer that you are offering your service to at that point in time does not understand your dialect. When you are conversing close to her, there's something that we call close space. When
Yes.
you are conversing close to her, it's just etiquette,
Mm.
right? It's etiquette. Speak the language that is common, which
Yes.
is English. English is our whatever, or broken. So that,
Official language.
yeah, your official language, thank you, you know. And if you cannot speak good English, broken, everybody understands it,
Yes.
such that the customer feels safe in your space.
Mm.
And just in case you are talking to somebody who does not understand English, for instance, I mean, look at the typical shop. The people
Mm-hmm.
probably are just coming from village, they don't understand English, and you want them to do one or two things and all that. Yes, you will speak in English, and courtesy demands that you interpret to that your customer that, oh, I
Yes.
just told her to help me go and fetch water from the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The whole essence is make your customer safe in your
Mm-hmm.
space, right?
Okay. Yes.
That's it. However, like I mentioned, I'm also proud to speak my dialect when I'm in the
Okay.
midst of people who can understand, but not jettison etiquette.
Okay.
There are right places where you talk English
Mm-hmm.
when you know every people do not understand English and
Mm-hmm.
do not understand your dialect.
Mm-hmm.
You have people from different tribes, and then the next
Yes,
thing
we
because
do.
you want to gossip more often than not, it is because you want to gossip or you want to say something bad. Then you now speak in your dialect to somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should understand all that. It's just etiquette and manners. When you are in a place where people will hear what you are saying, and it's a public, it's not necessarily public, but more like business minded environment, a
Mm-hmm.
meeting or whatever it is. Speak the language everybody understands.
Okay.
However, However, there are times that the person next to you is from your own area and you want to talk in
Yes.
Yoruba. Yes, you can talk in Yoruba to that person, but not loud.
Okay.
Talk loud. And your body language. You know, when we talk about communication, when we talk about communication, a higher
Yes.
percentage of what you communicate comes through the non-verbal, your
Okay.
body tone, your language, your no no your body language. I want to talk about
Yes,
your
yes,
body
yes.
language, your how you gesticulate, your eyes and
The
all
way
that.
you set your face.
The way exactly. So even I believe that this particular customer, right? This particular
Okay.
customer read read that body language, and it was
Mm.
like offensive, and you could actually tell that at some point when the customer said, "Look, you should stop speaking in English. I'm not comfortable with it." The next thing was the lady now said, "Okay, if that is the case, I'm no longer doing your nails anymore." That tells you
Nice.
a lot. That has
Yes, it
communicated
does.
that you don't want her in your space. All you needed to do was, "Oh, I am so sorry. I was only telling her to remove the stool by the door so
Mm-hmm.
that our customers will have easy passage." Pardon me. Apologies for that. And subsequently, because of that customer, subsequently, when you want to pass a message to that person, you try
Mm-hmm.
and speak in English.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, I do.
All I see today is just how do we handle communication in the space
Yes.
of etiquette and customer service. Right. But
Mm.
if you're in your
Yes.
family, if you're in your family and everybody understands English, Yoruba, why are you forming in English? However, we also have to mention this that there are people who marry into different tribes. They're
Okay.
not from their tribes. I have met a couple of them. And you know, when you ask them that, okay, how do you communicate? When your in-laws come in, naturally they will flow into the dialect, but you don't understand. So how do you flow?
Okay.
There are two opinions that I've had.
Okay.
One, one opinion which I think is beautiful. The man was able to, was it the man or the lady? I can't remember. One of them in the couple was able to relate to the in-laws that please, as long as my spouse is
Mm-hmm.
in the meeting room, in your presence, please speak English. When
Yes.
she's not there, when she's not there, you can talk your dialect. But immediately she appears, please. And they understood because you see, there's this aura you will think that they are talking about you. And
Yes.
many a times they might not be talking about you. And many a times they are actually talking about you. But
Yes.
can we make people feel secured, when we're in their spaces? The second
Etiquette even
opinion, yes, the second
etiquette
opinion
even
was
demands that when people are with you, you speak languages they understand. You don't call another person aside to have a
yes,
conversation.
absolutely, absolutely. And for the second opinion that I wanted to share was
Okay.
that the man said, no, 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 no. I beg, if they want to talk their dialect, let them talk their dialect. When your own people to
Mm-hmm.
come, talk your own dialect. And somewhere along the line, it became a war. It became a
Mm.
war, and it brought a lot of friction into their home. But I remember another case that I saw, and I think that was wisdom.
Okay.
Once the wife appears, even when the family members are speaking their dialects, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wife, and now it now happened to be the wife will translate immediately, to English to the man, so that the man will understand the conversation. And immediately she gives that trigger. Everybody knows what she's saying, that you cannot converse in your dialect
That is
when my
effective
husband,
communication.
I'm telling you, when my husband is around. So everybody will just change immediately. So she
Mm.
did not.
To us on the go via our website www.wfm917. Okay, Buki. Hi, Buki. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Hi, Bookie. Oh, oh. We- Bookie has lost her network. Okay, so before we went on the break, we were talking about communication, where a client where a shop owner was speaking in Yoruba and her client told her to speak in English so she can understand. And we have a message from Hayford Osage from Ijurud. He says, very true, our analyst. My wife sometimes feels insecure when I speak my native language, especially when I do not say it in English. So I quickly interpret it in order to avoid problem, but when she speaks in her dialect, it seems not to bother me. Thank you for that, Hayford Osage from Ijuru. So Buki was saying that we should learn to speak in languages people should understand. And I said, common etiquette demands that you don't pull people aside from a conversation happening in the same room. You should try to carry everybody along when you're talking. If you would rather it be a secret, if you would rather it be between just two of you, don't bother saying it. When the third party leaves, then you can talk. But if we look at this from another point of view, maybe the shop owner felt this woman is Yoruba because I noticed we tend to put people in brackets. You look at people and say, oh, this person would be Yoruba. Or you hear the person talk and you be like, oh, a Yoruba intonation. Good to go. Let's speak Yoruba. You should. So this is me telling everybody that you should be careful when speaking. Don't be quick to put people in brackets. Find out first. If you said something to the person in Yoruba or whatever language you might speak, and the person doesn't respond, switch to English. If at all you can't speak English fluently, or the person you are talking to can't speak English fluently, like Buki said, switch to broken English. I think everybody understands broken English, seeing as English is our official language. Like I said, effective communication. Learn not to remove people from conversations because they might feel sidelined. Buki was using examples of couples of different tribes, and Osage even said he and his wife belong to different tribes and they try to include each other in conversations. There was a day I went to get something from a store. I clearly knew they were talking about me. At first, they were speaking in Yoruba, and I can be obnoxious enough to understand what you're saying just because I want you to speak in English or because I want you to learn that, okay, no, you don't get to gossip about people even when they're standing. That day, I continued to say, okay, I don't understand what you're saying. I said it in broken English. I still don't understand what you're saying. Until those people said it in plain English, then I was like, oh, okay. But this was not what you said. You said something else. They were clearly talking about me. Then they were like, if I understand Yoruba, why did I now pretend not to understand? And I was like, this is not a pretense. You don't get to talk about me thinking I don't understand your language when you clearly know if I do, it will cause yawa. So let's be careful with how we talk and our communication skills. Welcome back, Buki. I think you lost network for a while.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay,
But
okay,
I've changed my source.
okay, then. Not a problem. So now let's pick the next topic we have from Gossip Mail TV, who says, do you see anything wrong marrying an actress and allowing her to kiss in movies? Just in with video evidence, ex-user reveals the reason why he can never date an actress. Having an actress as your girlfriend or wife is a big no for me. I used to think the kissing and intimate scenes in movies weren't real, but they actually are. If I ever end up in a relationship with an actress, it's either she quits acting or we end the relationship. That's a boundary I can't compromise on. I remember saying this with my siblings a very long time ago when I found out that most of these scenes were actually real. And I was like, oh, then I cannot marry an actor. I cannot marry. And my brother was like, oh, yes, I cannot marry an actress because why would this happen? But then my mom brought another perspective that it's okay if you say you don't want to marry an actor or an actress, personal choices, no problem. You make your choice. But don't you think that the person you're married to can decide not to take on roles that have such scenes? She used some Indian movies we watched as examples. The such scenes happen in this movie. Yet these movies are popular. They broke the box office. People watch them. But then I said, coming from the Gen Z point of view, this is what we always want to see. Most of the actors now are young. we Gen Z want to see things like that. So do you think it is sustainable for them to exclude such scenes from their movies? And a comment like that also, a someone also made that comment that the person can decide, your partner can decide not to take such a role. Another person said their actors and actresses should date each other because them marrying any other person is too risky. What say you, Buki, on this?
Okay, and thank you very much. It's a matter of your choice, of your preference. That's their job. That's what they're doing. Somebody also can come up to say, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot marry a doctor because I don't like the fact that
They are too busy.
they're, yeah, one, they're too
Yes.
busy. Um, Particularly if they're going to be on call, right?
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
some crazy things. Even I cannot marry a doctor who sees other women. You understand?
Mm.
It,
Yes,
it,
I
it,
do.
it's your preference. It's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But for actors, it's their job. It is their job. They are acting a particular character, and it is whatever they have given the scripts,
Okay.
whatever that character is supposed to do in that script, they
Yes.
will do.
Yes.
However, there are actors that have values
Mm. Values.
that will say, one of my value is that I will not play a kissing part,
Mm.
physical kissing part. There are some that somehow technology enables that. At times they do the neck and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, when it comes to physical kissing, some
Mm-hmm.
actors will say no, they will not do that. They will not do that.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some that are very comfortable with it.
Mm.
They are very comfortable with it. And they'll say yes, because they know that when they step into that character once, I am a very pleasant woman. But in her role, once you see Mama G, you know that role, she's a wicked mother-in-law. She's
Yes.
there to finish everybody. Will I now see Mama G outside and now say Mama G a wicked person? No,
Obviously
no,
not.
that is Mama G, not her, not her.
Okay.
People need to understand that. Can I play that role? Obviously, no. I can't play the role when they say you must kiss. No, I can't. That is me. But there are some people that can do it, and they would have probably explained, or they have their wives or their spouses, to understand that. If you
Okay.
look at, there are some people that before they got married, they were doing some things and all that. Immediately they got married, you see that their roles changed. That
Okay.
will tell you that yes, they have sat down and their husbands or their spouses have said, you cannot do this. I don't want this. If you respect this marriage, you can take on roles. But when it comes to intimacy, you can lie on the
Mm-hmm.
bed. You can lie on the bed, you understand. But when it comes to intimacy and things like that, please respect me. I don't. And there are some who say,
Mm.
well, it does not matter. You are acting. You understand? You are acting. That's not you, but you have to play that role, right? And if,
Mm-hmm.
if the spouses say, I'm okay with it, fine. At times I always wonder, I said, well, how I wish, not even how I wish. I believe that there would have been a good understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Effiong, he was even accused. Well, was he accused or he was honored? Should I use the word honored? At the last AWMBC award or whatever it is. I mean, one of the anchors said, if you are an actor,
AMVC.
yes, and that you have not acted and kissed Daniel, or Daniel has not kissed you, stand up. You know, it shows that okay, he has acted in that role several times, but
Mm.
he's married. The wife also is into that entertainment space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they must have had a conversation around it, right?
Yes.
And if the wife is comfortable with it, why not? It might get to a point where the wife will say, you know what, I think you've had enough. Let's stop. Take on other roles.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Yeah. But generally now, those intimate roles are the ones that sell, like you mentioned, right?
Yes.
And if that is their own business and that is how they can sell their product, it's fine. That does not mean that if an actor comes, to approach you for marriage or whatever it is, you sit down. You want to know what your values are, right?
Mm.
Okay, what are the roles you can take and what are the roles that you cannot take? Not because you cannot take it, but because what you respect me. I remember I remember watching this program that this I've forgotten his name now. He's an Hausa actor from that's a stripe. Dan Ladio, I can't remember his name. Very popular in Hausa origin.
Okay.
Um, should I say Hausa? No, I should say Muslim related films, where you have Muslim couple, Muslim family, and things like that. You should
Okay.
know him.
I
He's an
don't.
handsome guy, dark and young. When I say young, maybe mid 30s, 40s, thereabout. Yeah. He said that he said that the reason why he doesn't take on intimate scenes,
Mm-hmm.
it is because his he respects the people from his religion.
Yes. I was going
You
to come to
understand?
that, but
Yes.
yes.
That I mean, I listened to that interview. He said that is the reason, not that he cannot take it on. He's an actor. That does not mean he's the one doing it, but it is that
Mm.
character, the person he's playing. His name is John, but they told you to go and act as Musa, and Musa must do this. When you are in that role, you are Musa, you're not John.
Do you
But
agree that most
yeah,
times when we see people, it's just like Mama G that you mentioned, when we see people play a particular role, we tend to have this idea of them in our heads that, oh, this is
it
how
is
this
it's
person
normal.
is.
Yes,
So
it's
yes, when the
normal.
person goes out of character, we all get angry and be like, anyway, the phone lines are open. You can call us on 07000
Yeah.
917 or 0800 You can text or WhatsApp us on 08155917917 or 07031756537. Hayford Osage from Iju Road says, of course, he spoke my mind actually, and I totally agree with the man. I can't imagine someone kissing my wife that I labor for. What? Please let's respect our culture. I don't know why most people these days play down cultures. Doesn't the woman know that there is a consequence in that? Okay. So I was also going to ask you, Buki, that this intimate scenes in movies, do you think it's a slap on our culture? Because Nigerian culture is supposed to be conservative. And people mentioned actors should marry actors. Are you agreeing with that?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay.
We are just coming with some permutations,
Okay.
propaganda, right? It's good actors marry actors because they understand their roles. It's just like
Mhm.
when you say doctors should marry doctors or engineers should marry engineers. Why? It is because you understand their roles. But
Okay.
it should not be a norm. It should not be something that you say, oh, because you're an actor, you must go and marry an actor. No,
Okay.
no, 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 no. Firstly, we are human beings, right? Am I
Mm.
comfortable with the job you do? If I'm comfortable with it, fine. If I'm not comfortable with it, you move on. You understand? You move on. I hear you. You don't have to say, as an actor, I must go and look for an actor. After
Okay.
all, there are many actors that are breaking up. I mean, I
Mm.
still saw one this morning when I was trying to read what you sent. The one
Okay.
for Freddie Luna popped up. And the wife
Okay.
was saying, thank God it's over now. They've dissolved their
Mm.
marriage. That's an actor and an actor. You understand? But they
Mm-hmm.
cannot see handshake because, firstly, we need to understand that we are human beings first. There are some
Okay.
things that you will take that somebody else cannot take. You might even investigate. It might not even be the issue of acting, right?
Okay.
But it could be something beyond acting. It could be cheating. It could be um, other kinds of character that
Okay.
has nothing to do with the sin. Many a times, once they are done with the sin, they move off. But you
Yes.
see, because of so many pressures and they themselves not being able to handle things that come out of a sex scene and things like that. At times their body could make them to do other things. However, let us
Mm.
also understand that when they're even doing this thing, they're not the only one in the room. There are many
Yes.
cameras. The production manager is there. The
Yes.
everything is there. You
The
understand?
crew
And
members are
the
there.
team members are there. So they can't afford to do these things while they are doing that. And that's why I
Mm.
said it could be after the scene, right? I remember,
Okay.
what's her
Okay.
name
For
now?
clarity, you are saying not on the job.
Not on the job.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Not on the job. Not on the job. Except where, because I know there are some films that you will have to commit to do it on the
Yes.
job.
Yes. Yes.
And in such cases, the both partners will have to agree
That's
that they're
even
going to
another
do
ball
this.
game
You
entirely.
understand? Yeah. So,
Yes.
but I mean, that's the extreme because looking at
Yes.
our culture, like you said, our culture, we are very conservative
Mm-hmm.
and then we're very, very religious as well. And we believe that there are some things that are sacred. You understand? And there are some things that we should not even veer off at all. And like I said, as a child of God, will I do that? No way. I will not even do that. If I see my daughter or my son do that, will I be happy? No way. I will not be happy because I did not train that person there. But hey,
Yes.
for others who do it, like I said, is their values, right? It's Kate
Mm.
Henshaw. Yes, I was trying to remember Kate Henshaw when she was on the set with other um, crew members, when they were interviewing them for these Blood Sisters too and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Inze's wife too was there, and then somebody else, the lady that acted the lawyer part and all that. And Kate Henshaw, made a joke. And I respected this same guy that we just mentioned, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
I respected him. I said, I mean, that there was a time that she had to create that scene of being topless,
Okay.
to Daniel as the younger guy,
Mm.
in the film. And she said she asked him, are you comfortable if I am really, really topless? Because
Mm-hmm.
they can actually fake the topless version. But in our own
Yes.
case, she said she wants it to be physical. And Daniel
Okay.
said, I'm okay with it. You understand? And then
Yes.
jokingly, somewhere along the line in the interview, she also mentioned the fact that no matter how you climb that man, it will not stand. It will not stand. You understand? So I
I
give it to
understand.
him. You understand? I give it to him that he
Yes.
understands. He understands that I'm here to do a job. I'll do the job and get out. And I think maybe
Mm.
that is what has sustained, his own marriage. Well, I
Yes.
know we've talked here in bits and bits and bits, but bottom line is it depends on you. Is this
Yeah.
what you want? If you
Mm.
don't want it, then walk off. But if you want it, then the next thing is that find out the common areas, that okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. But at the end of the day, it is about your values. Talking
Mm.
about the fact that Nigerians were a culture and things like that. Yeah, there are some. Well, I know in terms of censor, this is where I think they need to come in really and
Mm-hmm.
regulate and really, really regulate, right? That
Okay.
when it comes to these things, how far. I know they talk about the age appropriateness and things like that. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean below 18, above 18, they're adults. They can do anything they want to do. If you want to watch whatever you want to watch, watch it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
for the minds that we are building, yes, I think a bit of regulation, has to go into that. Yeah.
Okay, the time is fast spent. It's 9:53 a.m. this beautiful Thursday morning. But before we go, I'll take this message from Osaz. He says his wife was well questioned if she can adapt or adjust to the Esson laid down rules before we go, before we can both go ahead for the ceremony. So not just acting only. He also said, Madam Esson Edo, people get law. Oh, if you cannot abide, please just step aside to avoid story that touches the heart. Thank you very much, Osas, for your messages. And to the caller, thank you very much. Olubukola Femi Ajala, thank you very much for your contribution today. It was a wonderful session with you. My name is Hassani Akmatula, and this is still Women Radio WFM 91.7. You are exactly where you need to be. Don't touch the dial. Up next is